Welcome. My name is Maria Gloria Borsa and I teach AP Italian Language and Culture at Bel Air High School. I am going today to quickly show you what you can use AP Classroom for. First of all, in order to get to my AP Classroom, we need to go to the website myap.collegeboard.org. At this point, you will have to enter the same credentials that you have always used for any College Board website. So I'm going to enter mine and I'm going to get to AP Central. Once we get to AP Central, we find that here on the right-hand side, we have AP Classroom. I will show you the tools that you can use for your classes. We are mainly virtual, even though many of us are already in our classrooms, but all the work this year in 2020 has been organized for us. So you do not have to plan your classes from the beginning like we used to. Okay, the College Board does understand that we are living very challenging times. So you've been given a lot of tools that will make planning for your AP Classroom extremely easily. I'm going to show you my AP Classroom, even though I teach Italian language and culture, and I'm the only teacher within HISD that teaches Italian. But in reality, all the AP Classroom for German, Spanish, French are exactly the same. The ones for the AP Chinese and the AP Japanese are slightly different, and also the one for AP Latin, simply because the actual exam is different. But all the materials, all the tools are going to be the same. And for French, Spanish, German, and Italian, even the organization of the exam is the same. So look at this landing page. Okay, here you find your course and exam description. Okay, it is very important to be familiar with the CED because since last year, the CED has changed a lot. I'm scrolling very, very fast in the first part because it is all the introduction. But if you're using it, you know that there are several units, 6 units actually, that go over exactly the same recommended context we had before. What is very important is that in the CED, everything that you have in each unit guide is aligned with what you find in AP Classroom. Okay, so in Unit 1, for example, let me get to Unit 1. Yes, the theme, the general theme is families in different societies. It's exactly the same one for French, German, Italian, and Spanish. When we get in here, we have our essential questions. There are the ones that we need to bear in mind whenever we organize our class. Then we have the suggested themes and the recommended context. And then we have here the areas of challenge and the free response. Okay, what are these? These are the points that we need to focus on when preparing our students for our classes. Okay, because these are basically lists of the part of the exam that our students struggle more in. Then we start, we have our little planner, and then we have Promotional material. What is promotional material? Is the first part of the exam, is the kind of text that our students can find in the multiple choice. Then we continue, we find the letter. There again, where will we find the letter? In the multiple choice. Conversation and chart. These are two kinds of text that we will find in the AP exam. There again, in the multiple choice. Then we have the email reply for the free response question. We have the conversation, and we have the cultural presentation. In Unit 1, we only have the cultural presentation, not the cultural comparison, because the CD and AP Classroom work as with a spiraling method. What does this mean? That Unit 5 is going to be simpler than Unit 2, than Unit 3, Unit 4, 5, and 6. Why? Because we want to gradually teach our students how to be prepared for the exam. And we're not just teaching to the test, we are also teaching skills and content. Why did I start from the CD? Because when we go back to AP Classroom in Unit 1, as you see, we have exactly the same task models: promotional materials, letter, conversation and chart, email reply, conversation, and cultural presentation in Unit 1. It becomes cultural comparison in Unit 2. Now, let's see what we have next to these task models. We have the skills. If we click on them, we see exactly the description of what the students are going to learn, the skills that we need to focus on when we are introducing promotional materials. Why are these important? Because remember, this is still the multiple choice part, and the questions that will be asked for promotional materials are linked to the skills. For example, here we have describe the literal meaning of the text. Okay, promotional materials are always written materials, and there will be questions about the meaning of the text, the meaning of a sentence, the meaning of singular words. Then we have 3.A, which is interpret the distinguishing features of the text. What will that be? It will be the audience, the purpose, the tone, the point of view. There will be several. Okay, we will see what we are focusing on in this one. And then we have make meanings from words and expressions, determining the meaning of familiar and unfamiliar words. So here we are basically learning vocabulary. Okay, what else do we have on AP Classroom? We have the videos for AP Daily. If you click on these are videos. I am going to show you here, of course, the one we have for Italian, but you have exactly the same video for Spanish, exactly the same for French and German. So, and Spanish. Did I say Spanish? Probably I did. Okay, so when you watch this promotional material video, what will you see? Okay, as you see, and this is very similar to the other languages, okay? You will have a teacher that guides your students into understanding the main idea of a text, into finding all the details in a text. I am part of the AP Daily leadership, and so I have created part of these videos, and I am working in a PLC together with the AP Daily lead instructors for Spanish, French, and German. And since we had several issues receiving permission to use authentic materials, we sort of skipped through those different difficulties by using tiny URLs. What are the tiny URLs? Are links to websites where you will find the authentic material. Why do we use them? Because you will know that throughout all the videos from Unit 1 to Unit 6, there will be these kind of links. Students need to learn, to know how to use them, even though in the majority of cases they have already used them. But you will know that in this kind of link, tinyurl.com/ is always going to be the same. So since the students cannot click on the video, because this is a video, it's not a multimedia presentation, they just need to learn to remember Fattoria Didattica 1. So what do they do at that point? They open the browser and they click and they write tinyurl.com/ fattoria didattica they click or they write the website, and then they get here, they see that there is all information about this city farm that actually has programs for children. They will find all the information. Okay, then they will go back to their video. They will find the details, okay, the main ideas. They will do work. So in all these AP Daily videos, you have lessons that are taught by AP instructors. Then they will continue, they will see other websites, and they will have questions, okay? For the multiple choice videos, they will have questions to reply to, okay? And that is a lot of practice. Let me see, for example, we also have them for the free response questions. For example, here we have a video on the conversation in Italian. So in this video, as you see, there is an example, there is an outline, and AP Daily instructors. This one was a video that I did for AP Italian. Let me actually show you one. In general, in each language, there are on average 2 to 3 videos per task. Okay, so you will find the first video is usually about the task. So, for example, an email reply, conversation. What is it? What do students have to do to reply to an email for the AP exam? What do they need to do to interact in a conversation? Okay, so the first one is the task, the explanation of the task. The second video is usually strategies from the instructor telling students little tricks that they can use to do their best at the AP exam. And then the last one is a further practice or a cultural presentation so that the students learn build their background knowledge. Okay, so this is what you can find as in the units. Okay, and this happens all the way right now until Unit 4, but by December 15, all the units will be enriched with all the videos. As you see, you have in general 2 videos per task. So, for example, how can you use these videos? What I do in my class, I usually click on the first AP Daily video. I go over the AP Daily video with my students, and then I assign, do you see that there is an assign button here. I assign the second and the third video to my students to do at home. This way, I save a lot of class time because this year I'm seeing my students only twice a week, or maybe 3 times when we are very, very lucky and the calendar allows us. So I really have to maximize their time, their studying time, their learning time. And therefore, I do the first one with them. I go to the tiny URL where we will find the authentic material that we will use together. Then we go over the questions together. I give them some time to answer. But basically, in the classroom, my AP work is based on the AP Daily videos. That is what I use the AP Daily videos for. And then once the students have gone over the first video together, they can easily do the second and the third on their own. How do I know they're actually doing it? Because in the hub, I post an assignment and I tell the students that I need to see their notes for video 1, for video 2, and for video 3. And I also need them to actually respond to the questions, write the email that is offered. So I see that they are actually doing the work. And then, of course, on AP Classroom, you have the progress checks. And with the progress checks here, for example, I cannot enter and go into too much detail because the names of my students are there. But I have, for example, started working on the free response question. You see some of my students did not do the work when it was assigned, but they are catching up now. It is difficult for students to focus this year, and so I am not giving them very strict deadlines. And I see now, though, that I have 5 students who made up their work, and I need to score them for the for the free response. And I see that there is some work that is that was submitted also for the multiple choice questions. The other very important part, that is what I like using most, is the question bank. Why? Because do you remember at the beginning we had the skills that the students are working on for the promotional material, different skills for the email, different skills for each of the tasks. So I can decide that I want my students to practice one text in particular. Here in your question bank, you can decide to choose, for example, only materials from families in different societies. And clicking there, you are filtering. You are filtering all materials that pertain only to Unit 1. Then I may want to actually only practice promotional materials. So what do? I check, I look for my task model, and I click on promotional materials. And this way, I have all the promotional materials that are available for Unit 1. Okay, and as you see, there are really a lot of materials, and Italian is not the one that has the most. So maybe I want to create my own quiz. So what do? I can, for example, decide to work on intelligent playing games main idea. So I add it to my new quiz and I say quiz, I call it quiz unit 1, and then I create my quiz. Now I want my students to continue work exactly on the same passage. Okay, I don't want them to do too much work, to have too many text to choose from, because otherwise they may get confused. But here, I know that for intelligent playing games, main ideas, I have 3 questions. So I can click on 3 questions and I can decide to add to my quiz the other 2 questions. So this way, when I go to my quiz unit 1, I can see that the only text I am going to work on is the text intelligent playing games. And then I will have 1 question for main idea. I will have 1 question for relevant details, and I will have 1 question that will help my students learn how to summarize the information. Once I do this, I go here where I have my assign button and I can assign it to my class. Okay, I find it very useful to use the question bank. Let me go back to the actual browse questions. There we go, back here. Okay, let me just go back. I don't want to be inside the one for the quiz. Okay, but look at all the filters you have. You can decide that you want to work on a specific theme, maybe because, in your classroom, you've been presenting other materials. My classes already start with a journal, and obviously the journal has a specific theme. So maybe I want to work on one of the specific themes, because we've seen in the CED that each unit actually has at least 4 main themes with several sub-themes. Okay, but I want to focus, for example, only on families and communities. Okay, I like for my students to focus just on one topic at a time. And here, or I can decide I just want to teach them strategies and skills for the multiple choice. So I can just click on multiple choice questions. And here my filter gives me only the questions for the multiple choice. Okay, I want to stop here and I want to quickly review with you how we can use the AP Classroom. Okay, let me go home. Okay, so remember, very important, when you get to AP Classroom, you have the course materials. Let me take the video up here. You have the course materials. In the CED, you find all the units with a lot of materials that you can use with your students and that are aligned to each one of the units. So then I go into my unit 1, unit 2, whatever unit I have already reached. And I decide that in my lesson plan, I want to start the first video, the first literary text video. Okay, this one we've already done with my students, so you find it at the end. Okay, for a literary text, then what do? I assign the other 2 videos for home, for my asynchronous work with my students. My students will find in the hub the assignment that is called literary text video notes. And they know that they have to watch the videos, take the notes, and submit them to me. The literary text is part of the multiple choice, so they will give me the answers they have already gone over with the teacher in the video, and all their notes, strategies, tips and tricks from the instructor they watched in the video. Then, of course, in order to check if they actually understood, I'm going to go to my question bank and I'm going to create a quiz, to build a quiz that focuses exactly on what I had my students work on. For example, are we doing it the literary text? Then I will decide that I just want to give them the literary text and that the unit we are working on is unit 2. And so I find all the information. There are, as you see, several questions on a plane ride. And then we have several questions on childish tourist mentality. And all this is my literary text. I will assign my quiz and my students will do their work. Okay, so this is one way of using AP Classroom. Using the AP dailies in class, it will help you help the students. Of course, when I use AP daily videos in class, I stop them. I don't just let the instructor go on. I check for understanding with my students. The videos are all in the target language. So for AP French, they're in French, AP Spanish, they're in Spanish, AP Italian, AP German, they're in the target language. So, but having the video allows me to check that the students are understanding and that they are independent for the asynchronous work I will assign in the hub. Then they take their formative assessment with the quizzes on AP Classroom, and then they will be ready for the summative assessment that I will do in the classroom. I hope this was useful, and I will see you in the future with maybe other videos with tips and tricks for the AP Italian, Spanish, French, German, and all the other ones. Thank you so much.